blessed good evening to one and all. This evening I'm going to do a video of the lion at Gun Hill. This is at Gun Hill, St. George. First of all, this is the Gun Hill, St. George. The road that will lead you back down to Charles Road Bridge and back to St. George Parish Church and so on. The lion up here. This is the park that lead you back up to Newberry and Salisbury and that part of St. George and part of St. John and so on. So I'm going to the lion statue, which is situated at Gun Hill in St. George. This is a one-way street, so vehicles are supposed to only come down in the opposite direction in which I'm heading to. This is the pathway, walkway to the Gun Hill signal station. This is the lion up top of here. This is the one-way street, so vehicles are supposed to only come down in this direction. So the Gun Hill signal station is situated through this path here, through here. The signal station is situated through here. Yeah. The Gun Hill signal station is situated through here via Fusilia Road and Upper 2nd Avenue in Newberry. So I'm going to the lion now, the lion statue. Which was carved in 1868 by Captain Henry Wilkinson. So I'm going up to the lion. And down here, get a good view of the south side of the island from here. And back down to Gun Hill. This is the lion here. The lion that was carved by Captain Henry Wilkinson in 1868. This lion was carved by Captain Henry Wilkinson, who was an officer at Gun Hill signal station. The statue depicts the lion resting his paw on a big red round ball, supposing to be a globe, symbolizing the ending of British colonialism. These last names here are this is in Latin, and this is in English. So I'll look at the lion. Looking back down Gun Hill. You can see all into the St. George Valley from here. So we can see all into the St. George Valley from here. St. George, as I said before, St. George is in the center of the island, along with St. Thomas. So there is no sea nor coastline in these parishes. These are the two landlocked parishes here in Barbados, best referred to as the heart of Barbados or the central uplands of Barbados. St. George and St. Thomas. St. George is the parish known for land and fertile soil. St. George was carved out of the parish of St. Michael between 1640 and 1641. So St. Michael is the mother parish and St. George was carved out of it. St. George is an agricultural parish, it is a rural parish, and it is the third largest parish in Barbados. St. George is also my father's birth parish. St. George is the parish that my father was born and raised. For those of you who don't know who my father is, Satchmore that sings or that used to sing years ago with the Sand Pebbles group is my father, and he is from St. George. Yes, guys, Satchmore was a songwriter. He wrote songs for Wendy Allen, Shara Hackett, Carolyn Leacock, and many others. Satchmore was also a singer who sang by himself along with the Sand Pebbles. My songs that my father wrote were Beautiful and Unspoiled for Shara Hackett. What the God to Give Me for Christmas. What to God to Give Me for Christmas was also his song. He sang, I Am a Proud Barbadian, Beautiful and Unspoiled, Beautiful Barbados, Hold You in a Song by John King and Alistair Hines, and Musical Matrimony by Carolyn Leacock and James Leacock. So you can see the fertile St. George Valley as the parish is known for fertile soil. You can see the lush green fields over here. So I'm in the countryside at the moment. Looking back at this land again. Going back at this land. As I said before, the lion statue here represents Britain, and the ball, the globe represents the ball here represents the globe, stating that Britain wants to rule the whole world, including Central America, the Caribbean, United States, United Kingdom, and Europe. And back in the early 1990s, the Rastafarian community got together and painted this land in the Rastafarian color, which is red, gold, and green. But by the next day, all efforts were put in place, and the land was repainted back into its usual white color with the red ball. You can see down to St. George's Parish Church down here. St. George Parish Church is the second oldest church in Barbados. St. George Parish Church was built in 1641, destroyed by the hurricane of 1780, and rebuilt and rededicated in 1784. It withstood the hurricanes of 1831 and other hurricanes, and it is still standing today, and is known to be the second oldest church in Barbados after St. James Parish Church. Not down the hill again. So thank you guys for watching now, and have a blessed evening. As I said before, this statue was carved by Captain Henry Wilkinson, who was an officer at the signal station. He and his band of army men got together and painted this and sculpted this land. He was an officer at the Gun Hill signal station, which is just up the street, up behind here. So thanks for watching now, guys, and have a blessed evening. For sure, from the signal station, you will get more awesome views of the land than this one. The signal station is 700 feet above sea level. The Gun Hill signal station is also the highest point in St. George. The signal station is the highest point in this St. George parish. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and have a blessed evening. You can see all across to the parish of Christ Church, which is to the south of the island. All across to the airport. So when you do come to Barbados, you can be sure to pay this land a visit